I'm going to show you something that you've never learned about sales goals. And it's just basic human psychology. Right? Everybody talking about that framework, right? Alex almost has a framework, closer framework, which is clarify what they are here, label them with a problem, overview the past experience, sell them the experience, explain away their concerns, and reiterate reiterate the offer or reiterate the proposition. Exactly, yes. No, sir, or oh no, it's a weird. So like since you, I think it's reiterate what they just said, or like so you make them repeat what they just said. Like if they say yes, you make them repeat what they just said, and it gives them more power. If they say yes, you go like, oh, I didn't heard you. Can you say it again? And they say, oh, I said yes. I'm in. Cool. And then it's like it gives more power to it. They say it twice, and there's a lot less doubts. And they have less. There's less possibility for them to step back from it. Now I want to talk about human psychology, right? What I've seen the most time, so my personal experience, my client's experience, and so personally what I see with friends is like that. Like sales is like it's basically like you're selling something to someone, and it's basically human psychology. And the people who had like who are like less confident in themselves and who haven't had a lot of human interaction are the worst at sales, right? Because they don't really know how it goes. But then it's like it's not really about the human interaction. Well, so yes, it is a massive point actually. So those 2 points are the most important, because what are you doing yourself? Essentially, you're talking to a person and making transfer of belief with conviction, right? So you like, I believe in this, and I want you to buy it. Like I want you to sell it to you, and so I'm trying to make you believe that it's going to work and help you out, and so I'm making a transfer of belief. That's the thing, right? But if you want to confident in yourself and confident in your product, then it's hard to make it actually like believable for others. Yes, you can like sell something that you don't believe in at all, and just that like you believe in yourself, and so now you don't have to believe in the problem. That like now you can scam people, right? Like Jordan Belfort. I think the way he did, so if I understand right, the way he did, well, I checked a little bit, but quickly, the way he did, like the illegal thing he did, was that he was selling the big stocks like IBM and Google and Amazon like a 1-2% commission, and after that he was selling the 50 cents commission, right? Where you had like 50% of commission, right? And then this is where he made the most money, right? Because you get 50% commission, right? On like $1,000, if you sell if you sell a commission of $1,000, you get like 1%. It's like $10, right? It's like $10. But if you go like for $100, you get 50%. It's $50, even better already, right? So he would sell loads of it, right? Like $5,000, $8,000. What I've seen on the movie, right? And it's all a lot of things. But he was selling like loads of it, not just 1-2 stocks. And so then the way he would do it to sell this to more rich people, so like when rich people, apparently what I've seen is like when rich people was more people in the middle to rich who were trying to get rich. And see the way he would sell it to them, it's by he would tell his team to buy stocks of that 50 cent stock. If the price would go up, they'll say, hey, look at this, the price is going up from this amount percentage, and they can see, oh yeah, it's going up, I'm going to buy, it's an opportunity, they buy, and then they get the commission, and the other ones can withdraw themselves because the other one just bought. They can withdraw themselves with more money, and the other one, so the one who just bought, like the one who just bought from the sales call, lose, right? So it's somewhat tricking the market, and that's what they did. But here's the thing, all those people that were selling things, like they knew what was happening, right? Because then they all got stopped, they all went to jail, most of them. So they knew what they were doing, but they still sold loads of it, and because they believed in themselves, and they had a framework, right? They had a paper, like I think it was 3-4 pages of a framework that they were doing every single time that was working, so they believed in themselves. Right, so then the first thing is confidence. Confidence in yourself, confidence in your product. The second thing is human interaction, right? Social skills, because you're talking to someone, right? And so now when you don't have social skills, and you're going on a sales call, the person is like, let's say now you get at the end of the sales call, and when you tell a price, you don't say nothing. Right? So you tell a price, you don't say nothing, and you wait until the person in front of you says something. But if you don't have any social skills, number one, you can see the person in front of you. I put on the video, and I can see what the person in front of me is doing. They're usually like this, thinking a little bit, and then they talk. But if you don't have any social skills, number one, you don't have the confidence. Number two, you don't know what you like. You don't. The brain has a hard time to analyze what does this and that means. So, for example, they're not talking. They're going like this. You may think, oh, maybe they're angry, right? Or they're not happy with the offer I give to them. I'm going to say something. Okay, you just lost your sales call, right? Or you're going to think like, how the person is not saying anything. Or maybe I should say something. Right? Even though I shouldn't say something, I know I should not say something after I say the price, I'm going to say something. And you say something, you fuck up your sales call. Right? This is comes from low confidence, or comes from not having the skills. Same thing as like, you come and someone has like a tone where it's like, hey, this is like, they're more like, you see some people that are like different type of people, they come in the sales call, some people are like really happy, like, oh, hey, let's go, yeah, I'm really happy to be here, oh my god, it's amazing. Other one else like, hello, Raph. I hope you're doing good. I'm doing good, yes. They're more like professional. Other ones are coming to the sales call and they're like, yeah, hello. No, okay, yeah, sure, go ahead. They're like more like, it's not that they like, how do you call this? They're more, they have a step back, right? They don't want to go into anything that they don't want to, right? They're not angry, they're not mean, right? Well, you meet some people who are somewhat like, who throw some negativity, but they're not mean, they're not angry, they're just like, they don't want to get into something that they don't want to, right? And maybe have some little doubts, and like you send them outbound message, and they got loads of outbound message, and you are the one who booked them in, and they're still doubting because like you got a message from outbound from a random dude who just like says like, I can do X, Y, and Z, and there's like, he'll come on the sales call and like he says yes, and like, well, I have testimonials, so I use them on even on outbounds, but if you don't have testimonials, it's gonna be the same, it's gonna be even more, right? I did the plenty sales calls with from outbound without any testimonials. It's the same thing, or like even more, because they don't know who to talk to, right? They're just some random dude who just send them a DMs like, hey, do you want to buy? Like, hey, do you want to come to a sales call? Here's my calendar, book a call, right? So like, of course, some people they're gonna be like, they're gonna doubt it, right? Obviously. But now, if you have the social skills, right, you know how to react in those situations. So when I see someone who's more like, usually, so I'm more of a, like, I'm more calm when I'm going to sales calls, right? Calm with a bit of high energy, so like people can go like this, so like it builds up the interaction, right? But I'm not like all over the place, and neither too like, how do we call this? Too attached, right? I like to keep it more professional and with professional with a positive note, well, let's say something along those lines. But when I see someone who is like really like to see someone who's professional, for example, I go more. I adapt a little bit to them. As like see someone who's more professional, I'll probably do less of like some of the talk, and I go more to professional, right? While keeping it like somewhat of a social environment, right? Like not just a sales call. Okay, so I do X, Y, and Z. Okay, cool. What are your problems? Okay, these are your problems. This is my offer. Okay, boom, boom, boom. This is like you lose some of like them, especially depending on talk on to talk to. For example, I'm a business owner, and if I go on a sales call with someone who's trying to sell me something, I would like it to keep it like fast, right? What I like to is like when someone goes like, okay, so it has some small social interaction, of course, because I get to know that person, I get to trust them, right? Of course, but I don't want to waste my time with the discussions. I like him to go on. I know what he's going to do. Ask me questions. I'm going to answer the questions, and then he's going to reiterate the couple answers like I said. Then he's going to go. So, what is your dream situation? What is your nightmare situation? And where are you at right now? Okay, cool. Here's my offer. Do you want or not? Yes. Boom. No. Boom. Done. Right. I like to keep it like fast. I have things to do. I want to go straight to the point. I want to understand what it's about. Right. There's a different type of buyers. Right. This one buyer who's more logical, other one who's more, who's somewhat like more emotional. It's not so like okay, different way of seeing it would be like one buyer who's more like on his guard, right? And other buyers who are more like more like I'd say they don't look like they're not like looking as much, right? Like somewhat clueless. I don't want to say this, the word is not clueless. I don't want to say clueless. The word is more like they're interested. Okay, cool. You have a small talk with them, right? And they're not so hard to. They're not like so like thinking about it, right? They don't think so much about it and overthink. If you convince them, you're going to do good done. And but for example, me, I know if you I had some couple, I had one time one a person who was doing me a logo, and so I had a couple logos to do for my IG stories and for my YouTube channel. Was when I was doing affiliate marketing, and what I was doing is like, okay, so this is what he guys had to do me like I think five logos for IG stories and one logo for YouTube channel. So he told me, okay, what type of logo do you want? I want this color, boom, this type of logo, this type of way. Okay, cool. I sent it to him, and I was checking on him on a daily basis. How is it going on a weekly basis? So I didn't want to be like so annoying, but I was checking on him, right? So how is it going? Okay, cool. Where are we at right now? What can I get? When is the logo is going to be done? When I'm going to receive it? Okay, cool. Boom, boom, boom. And I paid him. He was saying half beginning, half the end. And so that's what I did. I paid him, and I was checking back on him. I wasn't just saying, okay, here's the money, okay, cool, and I'm out. No, because I want to see how it's going, of course, right? So where I put my money. And so you have different types of buyers like this, right? Some who are more, who take more, like, how do you call it? Who more looking like where is the money going to go, and they're like they're more checking on it, right? They keep on checking. They don't just like, okay, here's the money, okay, cool. Now you convince me, okay, done, out, right? Like you have different types of buyers, and so you only want to see how you want to go around those different types of buyers. And this is one thing a social interaction teach you, right? As like you go out, you talk to people, see some people that like more like high energy, like more having fun, right? And then those people, then you want to smile at them, make some jokes, right? With other people, they're more like they are more like let's say logic, and so now with them you want to talk about interesting things, right? You want to talk about like, okay, so what are you doing? So you can go like, what are you doing in your life, right? What exactly are you doing outside of school, for example? This is a good question. I would say outside of school, I like to, for example, I could tell you, I like to do boxing. I do MMA. I'm trying to get into pro, and it's not my main focus right now. My main focus right now is my online business. I'm posting content on Instagram and X and YouTube, and I'm doing this, this, and this, and this. And they say, okay, cool. And now they take interest in this, right? Because now this is what I talked about. Cool. Then you can go ahead and talk about this type of conversation, right? What the other person find interesting, and you want to add some value to it, right? But this is now you can see different types of people, right? And so I'll have more fun talking about those interesting things. Other people have more fun talking about like more like what identification and all this sort of stuff, right? You have different types of buyers, and so now you want to adapt to different types of those different types of people. The more like high energy one, let's say, more happy one. You can go like you have some bold discussion with them, and you see like they come into the call like, hey, how you doing? Oh my god, yeah, happy to see you finally, cool. Now you can have some good discussion with them, right? So where are you coming from? Okay, cool, right? Quickly, not too much, right? You're on the sales call, you know what you're doing, right? Just a little bit more, right? Having 1-2 phrases more about questioning about them. Then you go into the sales call, and in the sales call, while doing the call, you can have some couple of things where you like add a joke right here, add a joke right there, right? Or like you make it more like you have it use different tonalities. While if you don't learn this, right? If you do, for example, you don't know what the couple things that you can add that is going to make the sales call more entertaining for them, right? As a person that's that person who's high energy, right? For example, like you have some people like you ask them, what is your dream? What is your dream? And then what is your dream outcome from getting that from starting off the online business? They say, I want to travel the world and I want to go to Thailand. Okay, cool. Now you have something, right? Like right here, what I could say is like, okay, cool. Now let's say you are going to Thailand, you're finding Muay Thai, you're fighting with some lions every day, and you're eating like you're living on a beach, you're drinking milkshakes. I'm painting their world, but it's also adding some things that I didn't talk about, but I can tell them. And if I tell them for the funny tonality, even if they didn't talk about it, and even if they didn't want this, right, it's still just going to be fun because I've talked about it in a fun tonality. That's the thing. And so that's one reason why you want to learn social interaction, you want to get good at social interaction. Number one. Number two, the second type of buyer, for example, the more professional one, I will go on and be more professional, ask one question about them. As like, hey, cool, so your name is this, or cool, where you come from? I'm coming from there, cool. Okay, cool. Now I go right to the sales call. I tell them, I state the call how it's gonna go. So I do this on every type of buyer, by the way. I go like usually what I do is I keep it pretty simple and pretty quick or pretty clean. I ask you a couple of questions, and then I see exactly where you're at, and then what I do is I show you I show you my offer, and if you're a good fit for my offer, I show you my offer, and we go from there. And at the end, just like to have a definite yes or no. Is that good for you? You say yes. We go to the sales call. You go. My first question to you is boom. I want to state the agenda of the call. Something I learned from Renzo. I think it's Renzo Guevara. Renzo, the one who has a agency on Instagram who has like I think 700,000 followers. I learned this from on TikTok. And the third type of buyer, which is more like the more reserved one, let's say, who him you want to go towards him, right? He's not here to like hit you whatever you're gonna do, right? No, you just want to go a bit towards him, but not too much. Too much is gonna be chasing. Too much is gonna be weird, right? You just like are a bit more open. As like, for example, you can go ahead and ask him a couple of questions, and then he usually doesn't give you a full answer. I was like, so what exactly brought you to the sales call? He's gonna go like, I saw that you had good results, so I'd like to know what your offer is. Right? It's all he gives you. So okay, cool. Why exactly are you looking to know my offer? Why exactly are those results? Why exactly those results piqued your interest? And he's gonna start elaborate a little bit more, and you can dig a little bit more if you didn't have the answer that you want, or you can just then go to the next one. You want to have somewhat of a mediate, so like a meaningful answer, right? As like if someone would like if you ask from the high energy person, a more happy person, right, positive, who come into the sales call. And by the way, it's not to say that other people are not positive. It's just different types of buyers, right? But you ask them like, what brought you to that call? And you say like, oh well, I'm trying to build a business, right? They're more social. That's the thing. That's the word I was looking. I'm trying to build that coaching business. I'm posting content every single day, but I'm not scratching. I'm not going over 200 views. I'm trying those couple of things like the free documents that everybody told me about, but like it's not working, right? And so you told me that you got this, or you told me that you did this, or you showed me this, or I saw in your content this and this and this, and so it was interesting for me, right? So I'm here for now to learn to see more about that specific thing, or about that content creation framework that you have that can help me out build a business. Say, okay, cool. Now you have a reason, right? And even they didn't say not everything, right? As like they said a lot of things are here as like they're here for their online coaching business, their online business, for content creation because they don't know how to create content, and because they saw you creating content and they saw you what you did and it worked. So now you can go like you talk about either of those 4 points, or you can go say like, why is it so important for you to create that to build a business? But this why question, you can go back on it later on once they open up on loads of other things. I talk about loads of other things, and then you can go into how to talk about why, because now that why is going to be way more bigger because of all of that, right? But you don't want to do it at the why at the end, right? Because when you say the why at the end, they probably said a lot of why here, so it's going to be just reiterate the same questions. You don't want to do the same questions every single time. I was like, okay, so why are you here? For content creation. Okay, what are your main problems? Content creation, outbound, and stories. Okay, cool. And what do you think is blocking you to get there? To get to the outcome. Content creation, outbound, stories. It's the same thing, right? They're going to say the same thing. And either is going to get a bit bored. Like, is he listening to me, right? And to every single person, right? Like the same thing. Like, I told you my problems. Why are you asking them again, right? What you want to do is just write them down, and you want to have like completely new questions that is going to give you like completely new information about this. If you have another question, then you want to just take the similar question you had right after this one. You want to dig into it, right? I thought, okay, so these are your 3 problems, and so in what way? Also, like, is there any other way that any other things that are blocking you to get to that point? They say yes or no. Right? So, okay, what are the other ways? And if they say yes, you tell them like, okay, cool. Well, then, in what ways are those things blocking you? And I can start to learn more about this, because you should learn more about their problems. This is why you're here. And now for the third, coming back to the third type of buyer, the way when you go to this guy, go a bit more forward towards them. As like, if they answer cold, you don't want to get like, there's no reason to get like, what do you call this? To get like upset about it. There is no reason to get upset about it. Just answer that. You just keep on doing the sales call. If you see he's not interested, right, then it's like this is something else. You can tell him, okay, well, it might not be the right time for you. It might not be the right time for you right now. I will leave you with a document or like whatever you prepare for him if you did or not. So this looks like it's not the right time for you right now. And I will. So what I'm going to do is I'm work. The weekend goes like I see it's not the right time. It looks like it's not the right time for you right now. So what I'm going to do is like I'm going to state a couple things at the end of the call, and we can leave it from there. And we can see to come back later on once you're ready for moving on. Are you good with this? He says yes, and boom. Or you don't even have to state a couple things for the call. Just have this, and just go like it looks like it's not the right time for you right now. So what I'm going to do is we're gonna stop the call. So like we're gonna end the call right here, or maybe this a bit too much. And go like so what we are going to do is like we're gonna like it looks like it's not the right time for you right now. What we can do is we can look back later on. So like stay in contact for later on once it's be the right time, and once I'll be there, we'll be able to reach back to you. How does that sound? He says yes. Boom. We're going to do the next thing. Same thing also with to go for. I'm going to end up with that. Finish with that person. The way you want to handle that person is by handle. It's not handling. It's the way you want to interact with that person. Is I'm searching my words. Someone in French. The way you want to interact with that person is by going forward towards them as like saying like ask them about their dream. They say I want to go to Thailand or I want to go to Paris. Right? And say oh cool. I'm French, for example. I can say, oh, cool, I'm French, and I went to Paris a couple times. Really beautiful. Recently has been a bit like a bit sketchy, but if you go to the right place, it'll be fine. So, okay, cool. Where you been to Paris? I've been to. So it's so like it's we call this arrondissement in Paris, where it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes to 21, and you go like, oh well, I visited. I really like a lot the arrondissement 1, 2, and 3, 4. And the one with his mom, son, Montmartre, and those couple things, I was like, okay, cool. And take notes of those ones. They'll be really useful for you. You gave him something, right? You were kind to him, right? Now he's going to trust you more. And the next question you're going to ask him, surprise, he's going to be more open. Same thing as like, if there starts to be an argument, right? Well, if there is an argument usually on sales calls, like, it usually is a positive argument, right? Because if not, there is no argument, right? Either one of you can just knock it and just like, click one button and it's over, right? But what I mean by this is like if there is like you're handling a sales call or you're handling a sales objection, right? And the way you handle that sales objection, to dig into it, you're just asking why or what do they mean by this, right? Or like why do you think so, or what do you mean by this, right? A couple of things like this, or like what do you talk about this, like essentially just digging, right? Like why are you saying that? Or what makes you say that, right? Those couple of things, right? And this is like this is what actually came afterwards. But essentially, I took on sales calls the way I was handling sales objection by asking why and what makes they say this thing so, and what do they mean by that, and boom, 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 until I get into like the real point that I can tackle. Like especially even if you cannot, if they get to the real point and you don't really know how to handle that one. Where you keep on asking why you dig until you find a point that you can easily handle. Right now, I'm not like a ultra sales expert, like $100 million closing sales, but I've got some experience. Right, I closed $42,000. So what I did worked for me. Right, but I'm not like a ultra sales expert. Right, so if you have some better advice for it, definitely take them. Right, but this is what I did and what worked for me. Because then after this, I still close a sales call. But coming back to those like to the way I handle sales objection is like because I'm trying to like improve on that point. I'm not sure if it's the right point, the right way to go, totally the right way to go, right? But it worked for me. That's why I'm still using it until I learn something new and I test it. Then I'll still use that one. Essentially, and afterwards, or I think after I learned how to handle the sales objection, I got into a couple arguments. This is when I used that thing. I got some two random arguments in life about like eating meat. I eat meat. I met some vegan people that say we don't eat meat. Okay, cool. Usually, what I would do at that point is like just like brush it off, or like we talk about something else. Right? Okay, you eat meat. Okay, I eat meat. You don't eat meat. Okay, fine, done. But they want to argue about it, so we argued about it, right? And they say meat is bad for you. I said why? I said well, it gives you cancer. Why? Well, because it's bad for you. Why? It's just because like meat has like a lot of cholesterol. I think it was something along those lines. I don't even know what to say. It's like something like that gives you a lot of whatever it is. Okay, but why? And I kept asking why. It's the only word I used, why, and it worked. It worked wonders, right? Because they didn't know what they were talking about, right? And so I was like, just okay, why, and why, and why, and this is the only thing I said. And like, well, then they were like, okay, well, fuck it. Well, of course, like if you have a point, then say it. But they didn't have a point. I just kept asking why, and they had a point to answer those whys I was saying, right? So then like I won the argument without saying anything else but why. And that's the thing, that this works only with people who like don't know what they're talking about. Of course, if you have like, for example, and also people who are wrong, right? I know for some people, meat is going vegan, or like going eating without meat. For some people, it's good. Okay, fine, right? The majority of people believe meat is better. And for example, if you go into facing a person who has like going to an argument and they're right, you're just asking why all the time. You're just like, well, you're not gonna at least humiliate yourself, right? Because essentially you're gonna ask why, and they're gonna tell you, and it's like, okay, cool, that's good lesson, right? You learned it, right? You're not gonna be the person who's like, blah 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 blah, and then essentially right after ending the point of like, he's like, shit, he's right. Okay, fuck, damn, right? It's not, you're not humiliating yourself, right? Depending on how you go, right? If you go like a really hard point, like just because someone out of insecurity just go really hard on the point, there you're gonna somewhat humiliate yourself, right? But if you just go like trying to argue because they believe that you're right, and you just argue in the right way, then you're like, okay, cool, lesson learned, right? Double lesson learned, actually. But if you just go like asking why, number one, if someone is right? But if you have some point, of course, don't tell them, right? But if the person is right, just want to learn something. Like, that's it. I hope that video was useful for you. I'll see you next time.